Hey, what's up you guys? It's me, Zachary, and welcome back to another episode of The Letter. Our Game Wednesdays, and we're going to continue with The Letter. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I'll put a link at the end of the video for the very first episode so you guys can start watching it and keep up to where I am if you haven't watched it already. And if you're new here and you just dropped by, thank you so much. How's it? I hope you guys doing good. I hope you guys got like some treats or whatever to eat or whatever. I've got my bird food here, and my coffee, because those of you who've been subscribed to me, you know I love my coffee. So coffee is like the essence of just energy and salvation. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to continue. We finished with Hannah. If you don't know, we finished with Hannah's chapter. We did Isabella's chapter finished, which is the girl who actually found the letter and was more traumatizing than any of the others. And then we got Hannah. Hannah is like the rich woman that bought the mansion, and she also got a bit of jump scares and a horror and stuff like that. Now we were Zachary. Zach is the photographer, which is going to be good because he's the one of the people that saw the letter. And if you remember from the first episode, is if you looked at the letter, those people were going to be haunted or commit suicide or whatever, some traumatic thing like that. But anyways, I've talked too much. Dragon City, hold up, I'm not playing you now, I'm playing the letter. Anyways, enough talking, let's get right in it. The letter with Gatformacy part. It's going to 10. I don't know, it's somewhere there. It's close to 10. I can't keep track. See you guys at the end of the video. We had the part with Zachary. I think that's him humming. Got a beautiful singing voice. Anyway. Okay. Sorry, I've got some stuff in my teeth. The pleasant aroma hits me long before I cross the threshold. Okay. Faint but light and warm, a reminder of what home is. Okay. Pa's stern but commending gaze, Ma's tender smiles, the sunlight filtering through the eaves in the morning, and the distinct smell of cinnamon and vanilla as it drifts through the air every time something cooks from the room. Okay. The room, our room, Ma and Pa's pride and joy. My sister and I too, eventually. But we ain't allowed there yet. Okay. Not yet. Sorry, I'm going too forward. Not until we're taller or older. Not until we've learned how to take care of ourselves, not burn our hands or reach the cupboards without having to be lifted. Is it Zach talking or some kid? I feel like it's a kid talking.
But a little peek wouldn't hurt, yeah?
Oh, it is him, Turk. The floorboards are cold under my feet more than it usually is. The walls more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther the room goes. Ma's singing ceases and Pa...
No, please wait!
What the hell?
I'll be good! I'll sleep on time!
What's wrong with him?
Don't go!
I can't hear Pa. He's having a nightmare. Not above the raucous clanging, the deafening roar of gunshots, nor the screams replacing the comforting soft melodies. There is only the blinding fear. God, it's just jumping right in it with him. When my foot slips, the red sea that catches me is bitter and frigid, but the blood that drips in my hand is warm, warm, warm. It ain't my blood. The walls tumble and everything goes quiet. Okay. Oh, he was having a nightmare. Okay. Did his parents get murdered or something? Jesus. That's hectic. That is really hectic. Okay. Takes a few moments for everything to fall into place, for my eyes to adjust to the relative darkness of the room. Despite the pleasant chill the AC brings, My shirt is clinging tightly to me and my blanket a tangled mess around my throat. Morning has not even arrived, and yet...
Way too early for this thing, man.
Shame, poor Zach. I feel for him. Poor Zach. He's my favorite character. My favorite character. And too long. Too long since the last I've woken up drenched in my own sweat, head littered with thoughts that are gone as soon as my eyes open. All too often, only imprints and brief images are left to haunt me for the rest of the day or until my mind forgets about it. God. Whichever comes first, I don't know. I'm stupid. Now I'm opening up another game. Oh my god! So stupid! Go back. Okay. Sorry about that. You guys know, some of you guys know that I went on holiday, so I haven't opened up BlueStacks for a while. So all these games are just popping up because it's like, oh yes, she's back. Let's get her to play a game. And that's why that happened. Alright. Whichever comes first. Yet vivid or not, what little I can remember does not matter. Regardless, the desperation sticks clawing up, pushing, urging me to relive every moment. Do you see what's doing that? Every sensation and... There's a twinkle in Ma's eye when she looks up from her work, flour dusting her nose and cheeks. The scent of freshly baked bread wafts from the oven as soon as Pa opens it, and the homely fragrance of honey fills the room. He reaches up to wipe the small beads of sweat away from his forehead before gesturing for me to come closer the moment he spots me on my little hiding place behind the door. I'm just saying, but there should be a couple of commas there, because I can't catch my breath now. Okay. I expect him to be angry, comma, there we go. But his pat on my back when I come within his arm's reach is encouraging enough. We'll have to taste these first before we put it up for sale tomorrow. You up for it, little man? Is it good enough? Oh, he's dreaming about when he was a little boy. A knock cuts through the air before I can answer. Haha, 1,000 doors, come on. Sharp, heavy, demanding, familiar. So distantly familiar. Ma ushers me out the kitchen when Pa moves to answer it. But I know what waits outside. The taste of blood in my mouth sends an unpleasant churning in my gut. Ma's apron cringles under my tight grip. His parents were murdered, man. Jesus. Oh my word. All this time I've always thought like Zach is just such a quiet guy and, you know, maybe he's just reserved. But now I know why, you know. Makes sense. Damn, I feel sorry for him. Shit. See, this is what happens when you get closer to the characters. And he is my favorite character. Anyways, something snaps back into place. My bed remains in an utter disarray. The walls still need a new paint job, and the wall clock ticking opposite my bed is as unsettling as ever. Ash is right. I should have already replaced that when I had the chance.
You're no longer there, Zachary. Here and there are miles apart.
Shame, man.
Calm down. Breathe.
Poor guy, man. They never really did anything to stave off the headache sure to follow after this before, but it grounds me. A little reminder that I'm safe, away from the place I once called home from Ma and Pa's. The urgency with each rap that follows finally chases away the ghost threatening to hang around. Why anyone thinks it's a good idea to knock at someone else's door this late confuses me. Nana would chase him all away with a broom if she was here. But no matter, it's a welcome break from the thoughts about to take a morbid turn if left festering. Okay. It's probably just Ash anyway, looking for a place to freeload, crash. Now let's say freeload. Looking for a place to crash. Wonder of wonders why he's bothering with the courtesy when he never did so before. Maybe it's someone else. I waste no time opening the latches.
Isabella.
It's Isabella! What up, girl? We haven't seen you in a long ass time. How you doing? Are you alright? You look a bit frazzled. You look a bit like traumatized. If you watch the first couple of episodes, you will see what happens to her, how frazzled and traumatized she gets. I feel sorry for her, but I don't like her. She's too timid and weak. And have a sip of this coffee before it gets cold. There's something I can't quite pinpoint in her eyes when she looks at me. It's fear. Death like fear.
Hey, Zach. Sorry, I know it's weird for me to show up at this hour, but you are the closest to my office, and...
No, no. It's perfectly fine. I'm not really working on anything right now. Do you want to come in?
Is it alright? I know you should be sleeping at this hour, but I thought... I'm sorry, I just thought... I have no idea why I went here. My feet just moved on their own after I got out of the office, and...
Spit it out, woman! Jesus, this is why I don't like her.
Sorry.
She trails off, her voice lost in the muggy night air. I wait for her to say more, but instead, her only response is a downward shift of her gaze back to her still trembling hands, as if the motion alone is enough of an explanation. A minuscule gesture. Easy to miss if one is not paying attention. But for someone who has seen the same expression on the mirror, done the same thing too many times when night terrors are inevitable, it is not.
Hey, don't worry about it. At least you not. Ash just barges in and crashes on the couch whenever he feels like it. I swear that guy is one fine hairline away from being a criminal. Besides, you already know you can count on me whenever.
Without waiting for her answer, I step away from the door and saunter over the kitchenette. For a few good seconds, only the clinking of the plates can be heard above the constant tick-tock. Late as it may be for a snack, the familiar motions keep me occupied, steering my mind away from dangerous thoughts. Isabella's company is not unwelcome either. Whatever her reasons for showing up here at such an hour doesn't matter. I'll be damned if I just turn her away, frazzled as she is. I told you, she's frazzled, man. The door clicks shut behind her when she finally enters, feet scuffling softly against the tiled floor. In all the years I've known her, she has never once lost her ever upbeat spirit. Yet in this particular moment, as she stands in my doorway, holding her arms close to herself, it's as if I'm looking at someone completely withdrawn from the person I've come to know all these years.
Do you want to drink or eat anything? I haven't restocked my food stash yet, so ingredients may be a bit limited. But I'm sure I can whip something up with what I have here.
Just water will do, please. Thanks, Zach.
What? No additional food requests? That's new. I'll put something together for you anyway. Hey, feel free to make yourself at home. You ain't exactly a new visitor here. Although my room's not at its most presentable right now. Sorry. New freelance gigs and such. Didn't have time to fix things up here lately.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Usually she'd have something more to say about that. A quip, a witty remark to provoke a laughter or two. Nothing from her this time. She is frickin' frazzled with fear, man. How's one supposed to keep a conversation going when the person you're talking to is like this?
Anyway, gigs. Can you believe this one client we got? Boss had all my scheduled shoots shifted after they caught wind of this couple buying a new property.
Now I feel even more bad for him because he doesn't even know. Has he seen the ghost yet? That is the question.
Man, must be nice to have all the money in the world.
Yep. Wish I had something like that.
The world itself moves for you, huh?
She's curled up on one side of the couch and hugging her knees close when I bring the tray carrying the sandwiches and the water she requested. She starts to straighten up as I'm unloading the contents, but pauses as soon as I hold up my hand in a halting gesture.
You're a guest. Didn't I say you're free to make yourself at home? Here's your water. Careful.
The tremor in her hands, though lighter now, still hasn't subsided when she reaches out for the glass. I give her a questioning look, but she's quick to avert her eyes, keeping herself occupied by taking small gulps of water. Could you please spit it out, woman? I can't take the suspense. I can't take it.
What happened? Overtime at work?
She doesn't answer immediately. Another gulp drains her glass of its remaining contents. One would think it will be enough to help her recover, yet she doesn't lose her taut grip on the glass as she cradles it on her lap. Her eyes take an unfocused gaze when she speaks again.
Yeah.
Spit it out, woman!
Boss
Tell
handed
him.
me extra work today. After what happened.
Tell him!
To Rose.
Rose. Poor Rose. She was the first to go. Rose.
Rose. Why do I feel like you've mentioned her before? Sorry, I'm better with remembering faces than names.
She was my coworker. That will take some getting used to. I was just talking to her the other day.
Was? Did she resign or something? I think I'm missing a few details here, Bella.
You've never met her. I think I did mention her once or twice. It doesn't matter. You probably heard her name recently from the news than me.
Something clicks then. A little memory from the night before. The bright red light from the dark room, the strong odor of the stop bath, the television's barely audible murmur in the background, and a glimpse of a bloody room. The news is everywhere, even in the morning that follows. I just didn't think its effects will strike someone this close to me.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring that up.
Yeah.
No, like I said, it'll take some getting used to, but it'll get better. I hope it will. Things might become a little busier for me, though. She left a lot of things unfinished, and I'm one of the few people in the office who knows how she works. Boss thinks the transition will be easier if I handle it.
That explains it. Well, just don't forget you still need rest. Even the most hard-working people I know don't keep hours as late as this. Hell, the subway stopped running hours ago. Crime rate might be lower here than most places, but that doesn't mean you can walk around freely in the middle of the night.
It's just for today.
Still a good thing you dropped by here first. I'm not just about to let you walk out here alone, especially not in the middle of the night.
That's a good man right there. That's a
Who
good
knows
man.
what else could happen? I'm not saying you should go right now, but I could accompany you home if you...
No! Wait, please!
Bella, this ain't just about your coworker, is it?
Come on, Bella. Tell
What is it
him.
really about? I'm all ears.
Tell him. The sound of glass shattering rents through the air as soon as her hold on it loosens. In the span of a few seconds, her breathing grows labored.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
She looks mad. Her voice grows weaker with each word, each plea coming out of her mouth.
Please don't leave me alone. I don't want to be alone right now. I can't shake it off. Everywhere's not safe and...
Alright, Isabella. Look at me. Look at me.
Zach, I just need your support right now.
Breathe. Breathe. You're safe here. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Stay in the present. I'm here. No one's gonna hurt you. Do you want to talk about it?
The force with which she shakes her head is enough reason to drop the topic
No
altogether.
more. Please, no more. I don't want to remember anymore.
She is frazzled, man. She's like haunted right now.
Kate, no more talking. I won't ask any more. Can I get you anything? Another glass of water? I think I have a tub of that pistachio ice cream you love so much. We're gonna have to clean this mess first. Will you be fine on your own for a little while?
She nods lightly before retreating into herself again. No more words are exchanged after that, and I take that as my cue to start cleaning the shards littering the floor before either one of us gets hurt. The quiet hum of the AC is a pleasant distraction as I go over the menial task. More so than her ragged draws of breath or my little feeble attempts to tell a quick story or two. But the latter does the trick, and soon enough she has already drifted off by the time I return with the promised glass of water, her chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm, the strain on her shoulders gone. Frankly, I've never seen her this still. She mumbles something I don't quite catch when I carry her to the empty bed and hugs herself tighter against the messy blanket. In spite of the fact that she appears relaxed, the small frown on her face hasn't quite disappeared. Whatever happened to her won't be leaving her anytime soon. But for her sake, I hope it won't stay long with her. Because no matter what promises I've made, this is a kind of fear no person could shield her from. I should know. There are still questions left to be unanswered. But the late hour, coupled with the sudden exhaustion, made my old couch a more comfortable bed than it typically is. Darkness immediately welcomes me as soon as my head hits my makeshift pillow. I can only wish the dreams will keep at a distance for now, for both of us. Tuesday! My phone is ringing. Answer the phone! I scramble for the bag sitting at the foot of the bed. It's Ash!
Took you long enough, Z-Man.
Z-Man.
Ashton, it's 6 in the morning. Sun hasn't even risen. Hell, my brain ain't even awake yet. Stop calling me Z-Man.
It's 20 past 6, Zach.
You want to talk? Give me back my 5 extra minutes, Ash. I want my sleep.
Hey, don't make fun of me. I can be a more person too if I want to.
What's this all really about? You don't usually make calls around this hour. Is the world ending today?
Sorry about that. Becca rang me up a few minutes ago looking for Isabella. Said she didn't show up in her own apartment last night. We both tried calling, but her phone seems to be off. Do you have any idea where...
I should have known you two would come looking for her first thing in the morning.
Not a laughing matter, Zach. You can't really let your guard down with everything that's happened here recently. You've heard about the Cooper one from the news. Everyone in the precinct has been restless ever since the incident the other day.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Listen, Ash, about Bella.
I let my voice trail off, unsure of how to go about recounting last night. If I should even say anything to him. He might be a close friend, but at the end of the day, whatever's bothering her ain't mine to speak of in the first place. Good man.
I'm not really sure how to go about this while being...
Zach, what about her?
Something, the worry, the concern, must have surfaced in my tone, because his own shifts then. Carefully, as if he's preparing for the worst.
Look, you don't have to worry about her. She's with me right now. Since last night, in fact.
Oh, why didn't you just say so earlier?
She kinda knocked in the middle of the night. I couldn't possibly wake you two over that. And with how things are when she arrived, I thought it'd be best if I let her rest first. I just wasn't expecting people would be looking for her before the rooster even crows.
You could have at least called her something. Becca's beside herself with worry when she found out. You know how much she frets about the smallest stuff.
I know. I'm sorry. That was a lapse on my part. And I just didn't think, okay, you know what? Rebecca's worries ain't completely baseless. Isabella hasn't been her usual self since the movie. Maybe even before that.
We're getting something.
I don't know if I should be opening my mouth about this, but Bella didn't outright say I shouldn't, so...
So something's wrong then?
I'm not quite sure, to be completely honest. I couldn't get the story out of her.
Really? I thought you'd learned something from me by now.
That's not it. Ash, when she appeared at my doorstep last night, she was shaking, and when I tried to ask her about it, she just panicked. Had this frightened look on her face. I'd be surprised if this was the first time I've seen it, but it ain't. Dude, the first time, she was screaming.
First time? When was this? You weren't talking about the thing in the movie house, are you? Because that was just us fooling around. Granted, I think I went overboard with the joke, but...
No, it happened the day after. When she invited us to lunch, you weren't there. We were walking one second, and then the next, She's crying out. I'll be straight with you. That scared me shitless.
It bothered him if the way he fought silent after his telling, but whatever his opinion is stays absent from his voice when he speaks again. He's always been good with that, hiding what he thinks.
Did she say anything else?
Nothing. Won't tell me anything aside from a few vague words. I didn't want to push it.
Where is she? Is she still sleeping?
Right here with me, still sleeping. Should I wake her up or something? Let her know you guys are looking for her?
No need. Let her rest. I'll drop by in a few.
Today? Don't you have work at this time? I mean, I can drop her off home myself before meeting my client later.
Look who's talking.
My schedule's flexible, Ash. Last time I checked, you're the one who didn't have that luxury. How on earth do you think I'm able to tag along when you need me?
It's not completely out of the way.
They live on the other side of the town from you, Ash. Your definition of out of the way is a little screwed up, you know.
It's fine. I have some things I need to do anyway. I'll call you back. I've got to let Becca know that Scared Cat's fine. Bye.
Getting somewhere. He drops the call before I can even get a word in, and for several minutes after, I find myself simply listening as the rest of Luxbourne rouses. The increasing sound of passing traffic, the bustle of the nearby shops, preparing for the day, and the growing clamour of the people while they go about their morning. Not the most soothing sounds to hear following a troubled night, but the routine puts me at ease nevertheless. What's comforting, what's safe, what I'm used to. Nearby, Isabella shifts but doesn't wake, blissfully unaware as the city slowly stirs itself back to life. Was her night as restless as the one I had? Were her dreams as lucid? In hushed moments like this I envy her. Unreasonable, probably a little unfair, to say such in light of last night. If only forgetting is as easy as breathing. A small yawn escapes me when I rise from the couch to stretch. Luckily, the short conversation with Ash has effectively driven away any will to go back to bed. I still have a day to get through despite the hoverable ghost hanging around. The orange bottle sitting at the edge of my table is reassuring against my palm. The instant I pick it up, the sterile odor of the capsules equally so. He's taking medication! Okay. Yet the weight they carry is something I've never gotten used to. Years ago, I'd spend minutes, heck, even hours staring at a single pill prior to taking one in. Now it's just routine, a way to stave off the unwanted nightly visits. Although I don't think Dr. Navarro will be quite pleased if he ever finds out I'm relying on them again. I do owe him a visit regardless, especially after missing our appointments on purpose and ignoring his calls for weeks. Another side comes out, tired and weary, and then I pop the tablet into my mouth.
Zach? What time is it?
You have arisen! Make me some coffee. The bottle in my hand hits the table with more force than necessary. As much as I trust my friends, there's some things I'd rather keep to myself.
Morning, Bella.
She answers the question with a long, drawn-out yawn, one reminiscent of a child. A chuckle manages to come out of my mouth at the sight. In this manner, it's easy to mistake her for someone too young for responsibilities. Inexperienced and immature even. Easy to forget she was thrust into the role of an adult earlier than her own dreams can afford. To overlook how surprisingly observant she can be at times. Maybe not on the same level Ash exercises for his investigations, or Rebecca needs for her own work. But it's certainly enough to deftly put what she sees around her on canvas. And if the way her eyes flickers to the table and my hand says something, it is that I won't be able to avoid the questions this time.
Only a little. I don't remember how I ended up on the bed, though.
You don't? Why don't I tell you a little secret then? Sorry.
My doing. You didn't look very comfortable sleeping on the couch.
I told you it was my little
hunched
secret.
up like that.
It would have been enough for something temporary. Sorry I stole your bed.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Besides, what kind of gentleman would I be if I leave a lady sleeping in such uncomfortable conditions? Not in this house. My Nana would give me a tough scolding if I ever did that, I'm telling you.
Thanks a lot, Zach. I know I barged in at a very inconvenient time last night. I wasn't really thinking when I did, and...
Hey, it's cool, Bella. I ain't mad at you. That's what friends do. You guys are welcome here anytime. Although Ashton abuses the anytime part a lot. I don't really... We might have less wiggle room if all four of us are present, considering the size of this place. But as long as no one makes anything explode, it's totally fine.
It's reasonable enough.
Fine or not, I still owe you one for last night's trouble, especially since you don't seem to be...
A concerned expression passes over her features as she spares another cursory glance over the table back to the bottle, holding every small piece of what keeps the bad memories at bay. The blood blooming over Pa's heart, the horrified look on Ma's face as she watches him fall lifeless to the ground, and every ounce of spite seeping from the stranger's smile. You don't belong here. Oh, shit. Okay, I get it now. I get it. With his parents, it was like a hate crime. Like they were killed because of being in this country where they are now. Shit, man. That's harsh. Shit. It never stops, doesn't it? Fuck.
Well, you don't seem to be feeling well. Let me know, okay? I'll make it up to you somehow.
Thanks, Bella. She makes a slight gesture with her hand towards the bottle, asking a question without really asking. Supply has never been one of her greatest assets, but right now, even Ash would have been a little amazed, if not at loss for words at that. She has left it up to me whether I'll ever give her the response she wants to hear or not. A little clever coming from her if anyone would ask me. Play it off or tell the truth. I feel like he's the type that just wants to play it off and just keep it, to himself, And if he tells the truth, I mean, what's she gonna think about him? I mean, she's his friend. Let's just play it off.
Oh. What, this?
The pills rattle against the container when I shake it casually in front of her.
They're nothing to worry about. They're just... vitamins. Vitamins, Bella. You know, the usual maintenance stuff. Can't be too careful these days, especially with how erratic the weather has been lately. Actually, I did come down with something last week. Forgot to tell you guys about it. Got me a little worried I wouldn't be able to make it in my own movie premiere. Good thing the virus or whatever it is left days before we're supposed to meet, huh? Although I think it's decided to come back for another round.
Zach, you aren't really sick, are you?
Well, there goes that excuse. Damn it! It felt really convincing.
You're the nicest guy I know around, but you're an even worse liar than I am. I understand it's not a habit, but even I can tell when something's bothering you.
You have no idea how many times I've been told that.
She shifts her attention to her hand, two fingers clasped firmly together at the hem of her shirt. Instead of the usual grin I'm expecting from her, she draws a frown, her lips pressing tightly together in a slight grimace. Seems like she wants to ask more beyond what I'm willing to tell, but simply can't phrase it. I can't tell if the sudden inquisitive, curious nature has been a part of her from the start, or she has merely spent too much time around Rebecca and Ash. When she looks up, however, the question doesn't come. There's only a smile too reassuring to be genuine in her face.
Can you tell me one thing at least? About this, and that thing when we ate lunch the other day? It isn't just about what happened to your movie now anymore, is it?
No, it ain't. That was never it in the first place.
Just a simple statement of the fact, this much I can answer with all honesty. She nods then, her conflicted expression melting into something more pensive. This is her concession.
I understand. I'm sorry if that came off a bit pushy.
I appreciate it. I really do, Bella. There's some things that are harder to talk about. Even with longtime friends.
I get you. Or at least I think I do. I'm not going to pretend I could help and tell you it's gonna be okay. I know it's never that easy.
You damn right. You just summed it all up, Bella. All in one perfect sentence.
But I'm here for you if you need someone to listen, Zach. You know that, right?
I could say the same thing about you. I'm here for you if you want to tell me about what happened yesterday. You were pretty shaken.
A laughter, almost bitter and likely a little harsh, slips out from me. Completely unintentional on my part, perhaps even the medication talking, but the words have already been said, the damage done, leaving only enough room for regret. Still, she doesn't flinch, only looks a bit torn with her mouth opening and closing in silent indecision. In the end, she settles for a deep breath, the release slow and steady, as if letting out the heaviness weighing on her. When she looks up at me, something, a small, unfamiliar, barely noticeable thing slips by. As for what, it's impossible for me to tell.
I'll tell you. I promise I'll tell you.
Tell me!
But not right now.
Oh,
Not when I need to make sure of something first.
Jesus!
Please understand.
Excuse me.
Ever since I came here, other people, you guys, have always been helping me. You, Ash, Becca, even the job I have. I only got it because my aunt helped. I don't want to repay any of that kindness by dragging other people into more trouble than necessary. I just want to try and fix this myself.
I should be happy. There should be pride in that despite the problems, she has found herself a stable ground to stand on. But somehow, this time, I find myself worrying it instead. I'll make another attempt to get the story out of her if I can. But this is a dance I know all too well, and with her, I doubt forcing her to say something would yield any results. As much as I want to imitate Ash, there's only so much I can ask that won't result in something a little over disastrous. At best, she'll stop talking to me until a week passes. At worst, I'd rather not risk it. I've never seen her angry.
So, food then?
Yes, I would love some food. Make me some eggs. She seems relieved at the brisk change of subject, and this is as if it has been simply waiting for its cue all this time. Her stomach rumbles at the mention of food, rather loudly as a matter of fact.
Alrighty, Missy. We're going to get some chow now. Better be quick, though. Can't have your stomach starting a revolution on us here.
Don't make fun of me. I'm not that hungry. Maybe a little. I didn't think I'd end up skipping dinner last night.
And now we have one starved stomach protesting. Sorry, it'll be nothing fancy, since I'm a little low on stocks. I should probably drop by the grocery store after the meeting this afternoon.
I can make a quick run for you if you want.
Nah, I've got enough to put together something nice here. Maybe. I could always improvise if we're missing an ingredient or two. It ain't like we're going for a Michelin 3-star status here. Also, didn't I say you're a guest? Is this a Filipino thing? Or just Rebecca rubbing off on you?
The soft laughter that comes from her doesn't quite reach her eyes. Neither, the answer is neither. Because if she stays idle, she'll remember.
On second thought, I might need a little help slicing up the potatoes while I prep the ham.
Teamwork! Speaking of food, I need to just chow down for a bit. That's my peanuts, my prunes. Bam! Okay.
You up for that?
What? Do you think instant noodles are all I'm about? I'll have you know I can cook a mean paella with my eyes closed. All my siblings love it.
Sure you can. Come on. I think I know what we'll do with those spare ingredients.
Someone's knocking on the door.
Sorry, Bella. Could you...
Yep, I got it. The potatoes are almost ready, by the way. I turned down the heat just in case. You might want to check on them, though. Hold on, I'll be right there. Sheesh, wait up. If you keep rapping at the door like that, you'll break it down, Ash.
Oh, good. You're
Ash
awake.
is here. Ash has already welcomed himself in when I take my eyes away from the oven. He's never been really keen with the notion of courtesies after he's warmed up to you, this guy. All 13 of my locks he broke can attest to that. He's a good fella though. Maybe a tad bit standoffish at first glance, but he's trustworthy.
Don't you have work today?
I could ask the same of you. Hey, Z-Man.
You're late. Something came up? You need to drop the Z-Man. It's getting old.
Sorry, I got caught with something at the precinct on the way here. Had to attend to that first. I'd tell you about it, but you know how it can be with those kinds of things. Later, maybe.
And you're here because...
What? I'm not allowed to say hello?
I doubt you're here because of that. And you're not answering my question.
Ah, my bad. Forgot to mention that. He called earlier looking for you. Rebecca's worried because you didn't come home last night.
You could have called my cell instead.
You weren't picking up. Anyway, I'd really hate to cut this little get-together short, but I need to be somewhere else. Come on, Isabella, let's get you home. I'll drop you off on the way.
Wait, we're going now?
He lightly claps a hand on her arm and begins ushering her out of the apartment, throwing a casual wave at me as they pass. I'm alone again! Isabella, on the other hand, doesn't appear too fond of the idea, and sure enough, before they can even cross the threshold, she puts her firm foot down. Is she going or not? A rare moment even for our small group. If only I had my camera with me, dang.
What is it?
Zach cooked something.
If it's just food, I'll get you something on the way back.
But the food! It's Zach's cooking! Real delicious food that actually tastes like food. At least stay and have a bite, please. Zach, help me here.
You're on your own, woman. I'm sorry to say, but you're on your own. Okay, I cooked up a feast. I know you're busy. I know you're busy.
It's okay. I know you're busy.
It's understandable the lack of time, his undeterred focus on his work. This has been a goal for him, I was told long ago. A childhood dream of sorts. Although I admit the disappointment is there.
Sorry about this, Zach. I should have come earlier, but you know how things go back there when shit hits the fan. It becomes messy.
It happens sometimes. Now, I do have spare containers with me here, though. At least bring some of what we cooked with you. I wouldn't be able to eat all of it alone anyway. It'd just be a waste. There's even enough here for Rebecca.
I don't have to go with him, though. I can stay. I'll just go home later. Catch a bus or something.
I answer her offer with a small smile of my own. Does she realize that unconsciously in her own little way she's taken it upon herself to look after the people surrounding her? Like her own family, in place of... No, never in place, but an extension of what she has miles away.
Nah, it's cool. I need to be off somewhere soon. So, it's a good thing Ash arrived when he did. At least that way you won't be alone.
In the company of another person, she'll be safer from her thoughts, from her own self.
If you insist. And thanks for letting me stay the night.
Hey, no problem. But you should really call if you want to drop by next time.
I don't plan to make a habit out of it, but I'll keep that in mind.
Let me just pack this up for you two, alright? It'll just be a minute.
H right, 11 a.m.
H right. My hand pauses short of pulling one of the many empty food containers off the cupboard. Ash has taken off the post-it note I've recently stitched to the refrigerator door. Although from this... Yes, a photography!
Oh yeah, I got that one a few days ago. They wanted magazine features of the new home. Ermin, something. The same one Isabella sold.
Wow, they sure don't waste any time. I was just finalizing their papers for final approval last night.
You sure about this?
Nah, I've had worse. Also, it pays a lot for one-time work. Can't exactly complain when it's like that. Why?
He doesn't comment on it further. He simply sticks the note back in its place among the mess of papers. His eyebrows, however, are drawn together in a small frown. Ash may not say anything on it, but I'm quite sure there's something in his mind he simply can't voice out. What's the problem? He stays wholly silent after.
Go on, you can tell me.
I'm sure you know what you're getting into, but try not to get too involved with that couple.
Relax. I doubt they'll even remember me after this. I'm just a photographer passing by, nothing more. Though it'd be nice to get a regular client. Easy on the pockets, of course.
Find some other one after this. Not them. Never them. Luxborn's big enough.
Jeez, okay.
Okay, if it'll make you feel better.
Damn, what is with it? What does Ash know? Alright, you guys, I think I'm gonna leave the episode there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I love all the comments I'm reading and all the subscribers. We are over 100 subscribers now, and it's just amazing. I can't express the amount of gratitude I feel. We progressed with Zach. We started with Zach. We got a little bit of like a tidbit of his life and stuff in the apartment, and talking to Isabella and Ash and all that stuff. I think this is before he goes for the photography job. I think that's what it is. So I'm gonna say thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, have an awesome day or night in the gaming world.